G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. You guys probably already saw what I'm going to be talking about today. We had a whole bunch of drama go down between Clix, Bucky, and Macwood. As a result, Macwood is no longer playing with Clix and Bucky. I want to talk about who the new teams are, how they're looking, who I think could fill Macwood's spot. I'm obviously going to talk about why Macwood is no longer playing with them and why it has resulted in Macwood getting death threats, his family's information getting leaked, his own personal information getting leaked, just absolute craziness in the whole situation. I also want to talk about at the end of today's video the new Bugha game mode. I haven't had a chance to really give my opinions on it. I was waiting until today when we had the Bugha test event so I could see how pros actually looked when playing this game mode, especially in a round 2 setting like the finals. And I have some input on why I absolutely love the game mode, why I think the game mode could be a little bit better, but also how I need to just beg Epic to please keep either this or a game mode like this in the game permanently. But that'll be at the end of today's video. Just quickly before we jump into today's video, guys, I am actually going to be doing a viewing party on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/AussieAntics for the console FNCS for EU and NA East. Because there's not normally a lot of console tournaments, I want to let you guys know I will still be watching them. I will be repping and checking out my console gang. A whole bunch of you guys in my audience stream on console, you play on console, and I don't get to watch you enough. So swing by my Twitch channel, let me know if you're streaming. I might be watching streams or replays, but it's going to be a good time. I'm going to be watching all of the EU FNCS games and all of the NA East FNCS games across the next few days. I know you guys are probably hoping and maybe expecting for me to go into a bunch of detail about this. Oh my god, Clix tweeted this and then Macwood tweeted this. Clix said this on stream. I can't believe it, but that's just not what I'm going to do today. It's not what I want to do and use my platform for. This has already gone so far and everyone involved is just getting so much hate and it's going crazy. Like I said, Macwood specifically saying that not only is he getting death threats, so is his family, his personal information, his address, his mobile number is getting leaked. Like, I just don't want to add anything else to that. The main thing, the takeaway you need to know is that Macwood and Clix had a big disagreement today over just playing a tournament. They ended up being very heated. A lot of stuff was said, and now Macwood is no longer playing with Clix and Bucky. If you want to go do your own research, form your own opinion, all the information's out there, but I just don't want to be choosing sides and I don't want to direct you guys any which way, because if you're like me, you just want to move on from it, you hope this all goes away, and you just care about what happens between the teams. All you need to know is Clix and Bucky look like they're looking for a new teammate. Not really sure what Macwood's going to do. I'm guessing he's going to find an entirely new team. We don't really have any information on Macwood specifically, but there have been a lot of tweets about who they might play with, and that's what I want to go into detail about. Who's this new team going to be and whether they're going to do well. First off, the most notable outcome, what a lot of people were expecting, was the fact that then Creo would come play with Bucky and Clix, and Macwood would potentially follow Creo's spot. So obviously Bucky and Creo have been playing together since forever. Clix and Creo are really good friends. Macwood was the IGL of the trio. He was the leader, and Creo is also a leader. That is the decision that makes the most sense. And when they were looking for someone to play with in the tournament after Macwood stepped out, Creo was the first person to fill the spot. They weren't actually able to play the tournament, like I already said. That would be an illegal restart. They can't play the tournament. Once you've already started one game, you can't restart it with a new team, even if there's no prize money on the line. You just can't do that. It will get you banned. People were getting banned for doing that in the LTM tournament. So you can't do that. But Creo came in. So it would make sense that potentially that is going to be the trio. And I've seen some stuff on social media, especially from players like Tragix, who are just playing with Creo, that maybe he thinks that's going to happen. Tragix tweeting out who is the biggest snake, Illust or Creo. Then he posted out like a kind of the I don't know what face emoji this is, just the straight line smile face. So it doesn't look too great as well. He says, I'm probs going to get snaked, but it's all G. So Tragix kind of sees it coming. And again, Illust and Creo have been known in the future to switch up and play with a lot of different teams. So I guess that's why he's pretty sure. We have no confirmation on this yet, but it would make the most sense. But I don't know if Macwood would just take Creo's spot and start playing with Tragix and Illust. I think this could work pretty well. That would be a terrifying team. And the same reason why Creo can slot into Clix and Bucky's team so easily is the same reason why Macwood could probably just follow Creo's spot. They're both IGLs. They're both insanely mechanical. They're both players with a lot of competitive history. They're both really good players most teams would be happy to play with. So it could make sense, but I don't know what Macwood, Tragix, and Illust relationship is like. I don't know whether they do know each other or have played together and like each other on the same level that Clix, Bucky, and Creo have. But either way, I don't see any chance Macwood goes back and plays with Clix and Bucky. it might not be that clean and simple. We could see a crazy switch up. You never know which teams might be a little bit unsure of who they're playing with. We'll take the chance to pick up one of the best players in NA East, because Macwood is. He is one of the best players in NA East, and almost any team would be happy to have him. So this could start on a massive chain reaction of breaking up a bunch of teams. So right now, that's the simple answer in my mind, but I could easily see this cause something crazy with like 6 different teams now swapping and dropping teammates. The other team change a lot of you guys have been asking me about on NA East is Colazo. He made a tweet saying he was playing with D-Roller and Class. I got really excited about this. A whole bunch of people did. It was one of my favorite teams to ever watch play. The vibes were high. They did really well. They almost made it to the reboot round. If you guys remember watching that, it was the whole big chill dilemma. It was crazy. The reason for this being is because D-Roller was dropped by Duke and Users. Now, this one blew my mind. I didn't understand this. A lot of people in the community didn't understand it. Just look at D-Roller's placements with Duke and Users. They have been placing on every single region, NA East, NA West, and EU. They made so much money already this season, more than almost any other pro. And D-Roller's found himself without a trio, but I do think the Colazo one was fake. A few people have been talking about it. I messaged Colazo myself. It does look like it was a meme. A lot of us wanted to see it. Class isn't even playing the game anymore. He's pretty much retired, or at least he's taken a few month break. But to see D-Roller without a team blows my mind. But that's yet again another team or another player that's in the mix of that could kind of get involved in another snake eating. There's a lot of moving parts right now that could affect a lot of teams. Let's move on to this new Bugha Endgame game mode, because this is crazy. I haven't had a chance to talk about it since it came out. I did the video talking about when the update dropped, but I didn't get to play it yet. This game mode is so much fun, and I think almost anyone would agree. This game mode is peak Fortnite for fun right now. You have all the crazy items from around World Cup. You don't really have the heavy sniper. You don't have the combat shotgun. A few of the other items that I think, while being fun, would have made this game mode a little bit worse, but overall, it's super exciting. The first few days, there were some zone issues. They kind of had zones like pubs. They didn't do rotating zones properly, which led to a bit of a camp fest and people just turtling up. Now the zones are rotating, but unfortunately they go max distance almost every time. They go like double the distance of normal rotating zones, and they just feel like you're full sprinting the whole time. I swear these zones are going to Narnia. I don't understand why they are like that right now, but it's better than the zones that stay in the middle. Overall though, it's fun. Would I say it's good practice? It's good practice for hard W keying if you play it the arena game mode, because the end games aren't really stacked. It's good for learning how to fight as a trio. Obviously, having some of those crazy items like rifts and shadow bombs and the flint knocks makes it a little bit worse practice, because there's items you wouldn't otherwise use. But at the same time, a lot of the skills are still there. Communicating with your team, being able to push a fight with your team, rotating with your team, when to take high ground, how to hold high ground. Obviously, if the rifts were taken out especially, it would be better practice, but overall, I think it is a good game mode. I watched it play today during the round 1 and 2 of the test event. Round 2 was really stacked. It was getting like active Storm Surge on both EU and NA East. You had to get top 900 teams in round 1 to qualify, so there were a lot of pros, and it looked really good. When the pros took it seriously, despite having some of those newer items, it still felt like pretty good practice. My main thing would be, I would absolutely love to see a permanent game mode of this, potentially solos in my opinion, just because not a lot of people can find a constant trio to practice with. Maybe trios and solos. I think the bigger regions could have that, but with the current competitive loophole, imagine every season there was an arena game mode like this. There was solo, trios, or both. It had the current comp loophole, and it had an arena system with high skill-based matchmaking, where as you got more points, you verse better players. That would be insanely good practice. I don't know what you guys are thinking. If there's a high skill-based matchmaking, won't the queues be long? I would happily wait in a 5 to 10 minute queue to get a really good game of this. Because when you think about an end game scrim, when you play scrims, you have to wait for the game to start, you have to get the code, put the code in, join the game, spend 10-15 minutes looting up, then you get to this point and hope you don't get griefed in that time. If you could just have a 5-minute queue to jump into a game like that, already in endgame with a full comp loadout with like 60 other players in 4th zone, that would be the best practice ever. Or even if you didn't have that, just one that has a comp loot pool so you could host customs on it would revolutionize scrims. You could have so many small scrim discords who could run on this game mode and have games going all day. You could have tournaments with prize money. It would be awesome. I love this game mode, and I think Bugha did such a fun job, and it's got a mix of being being competitive and casual. A lot of casual players really enjoying it, but seeing a game mode like this implemented for competitive to practice on could be an absolute game changer for Fortnite. I truly think it could. I say solos because I think it'd be really fun, because especially a lot of up and coming pros don't get a lot of practice. If you don't have access to really good scrim discords, especially solos who don't run a lot of scrim games constantly, getting end game practice can be quite hard. You work on your mechanics and then you VOD review other pros, and then you have one cash cup a week to actually practice. Having something like this would be massive. I would absolutely love it. But either way, I think this game mode is fantastic and is going down that line of what I've talked about with having an arena game mode like realistics, like 1v1s, like box fights, like this. And I think that is the thing that'll keep Fortnite alive for so much longer. Having these game modes so you can play on a specific skill set and change it around. Overall, hats off to Epic. There's been a couple glitches, like I said, with changing the zones, but overall, this game mode is fantastic and I'm really happy to see it in the game. Alright guys, that does it for another video. Like I said, swing by my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AussieAntics, for a viewing party over the next few days of all the console FNCS games. If you liked today's video, please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comments section down below your thoughts on anything I talked about today. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.